Good afternoon, everybody. Or at least it's afternoon for me. Starting up a nice new little video series I figured would be kind of cool. Chill and relax with this kind of chill and relax game called Mini Metro. As you can kind of see by the graphics going on here, you get to kind of design a bit of a subway system scenario. And what's nice about this is it does kind of give you a good incentive to play a little bit every day because there are these daily challenges. So for instance, today, the city is Paris, the mode is normal, and there's 4 hours left to submit a high score. And there is basically a worldwide kind of high score list, and everybody in the world basically gets the same scenario every day. The rest of the game is kind of procedurally generated, but I'm pretty sure these daily challenges are the same for everybody, so that high scores are fair. So what I like to do is come on this game, once a day and see what the scenario is, and try to put up a score. As we can see, I like to look ahead at what I should be aiming for. It looks like people have scored all the way upwards of 4,500. What I like to do is hopefully at least be kind of over the main hump of what everybody else is scoring. So you can see there's a lot of people scoring less than 900 here, maybe 700-800 or so. So at this point, I'm kind of like, tell you what, if I can score at least 1,000, I think I'll be happy. And by the end of it, it tells you kind of what percentile you are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get the scenario started, and I will kind of explain the game as it comes. So basically what we start off here is, so you start off with 3 stations, and you have a few trains to use, and you have a few tunnels to use. Wow, it's going to give me a tutorial and everything. That's awesome. And then, as you can see, you have some obstacles here. So this would be a river that you need to use a tunnel to get through. And at the stations, little passengers pop up, and it's very simple. We're just very simple geometric here, right? So at the triangle station here, we have one passenger that's a circle. That means that passenger wants to go to a circle station. What's nice about this game is it doesn't matter which circle station. Any circle station is fine. So the main kind of gameplay is literally drag a line from triangle to circle, and we can kind of adjust the path of that line as we go. It's like, for instance, I'm going to be rounding this corner. Let's take a wide corner. And so basically the world builds itself out, and in turn we have to build out our system, and we get start off with, you can use up to 3 lines, and then we can unlock more as we go along. As you can see, you kind of start off on a Monday, or did we start off on a Sunday? In any case, you go through the whole week, and then on Sundays you get a new perk, so additional trains, additional tunnels, things like that. And we basically try to survive as long as possible, because the scenario is going to grow larger and passengers are going to pop up quicker. And if a station overloads with passengers, it's game over. And then our score is literally the number of passengers delivered. So here at Circle Station, right, we have a couple of square passengers. So of course, we want to deliver them to the square station. And then this train is just going to go back and forth throughout this whole path. So one of the main things, of course, I try to avoid is you don't really want to connect 2 of the same shape directly to each other, because a triangle station is never going to produce triangle passengers, right? They're already there. Triangle station is going to produce circle and square passengers. So putting 2 triangles next to each other, you're never gonna unload a passenger from this station to this station, and if you do too many of those in a row, then your car fills up and you can't take any new passengers. So what we can do, of course, is alternate like this, or even, tell you what, we could even do this. Yoink. That's a bit of an ugly path, but you get the idea, and we can adjust from here. So as you can see, our little train goes along, and we basically just try to strategize as we go. Now here's where we're going to have to draw a second path, right? So there we go. Here's a perfect scenario now, and this is where a little bit of strategy comes into it. So let's forget the triangle station on that path. Now let's make a second line, and we'll go circle, square, triangle. So now basically, every station on either line has access to every shape. And so what's nice and zen about this game is you basically just watch it happen. And your little cars automatically going back and forth and picking up people as you go along. What's nice is, here's what I could even do as well. You can close this in a loop as well, just like that. Let's make this a nice wide turn. And your car just kind of keeps going all the way around. So like, here's a triangle. Let's add a triangle to this loop here. So that's fine, right? Oh no, I don't exactly want to do that. That's 2 triangles in a row. It's probably not not huge consequences early in the game, but let's not do that. So we have a third line, so why don't we do this? Triangle, circle, square. Most of the game is triangles, circles, and squares. As you can kind of already tell, squares tend to be the most rare, and then triangles and circles tend to come up a lot, and you have to try to avoid these double ups. Eventually, we get far enough into the game, we get weird shapes like stars and crescents and pentagons and things like that. And so you got to make sure all of your lines are connected, and then also access those weird shapes too. So like, for instance, on this track, well, I don't have any tracks that have 2 of the same, do I? Yeah, so like say there's, circle passengers coming from this. They can be dropped off either here or here. It doesn't matter. But when you have a unique shape, then that gets a little tricky. So let's go back down here, because I don't want to double up here. Alright, so we made it to Sunday, and we get an extra locomotive, an extra train. And then we can either take 2 more tunnels, or we can take an extra line. We are currently out of extra lines, so let's take one, just so that we're ready to go. I'm going to turn this into a nice wide turn, so that train doesn't have to turn on a dime. And if I wanted to, I could spend 1 more. What's nice about normal mode is this can always be undone, but why not? I'm going to spend another tunnel, making this into a loop. Now we have another circle here. Tell you what. Let's cancel this. Let's cancel this. See, this is fine now. Circle here, triangle here. Now that's perfectly alternating, no problem. And then since this line is growing a lot bigger, we might want a second train on it. What's nice about loops, or one good strategy with loops, is if you got this, train is moving in this direction, so we can grab a second one and have it pointing the other direction. So when you got trains going in opposite directions, basically, if a passenger way over here wants to go to Square, they can get picked up on the shorter route. Right, here's only 2 stops to Square from here, but there's 3 stops, 4 stops to Square here. So a Square here is going to be better picked up by this train moving this way than it would by this train moving this way. And so you can kind of evenly distribute the work there. So that's a nice strategy to use. Doing a bunch of loops all over the place is usually a good way to do it. Not always completely possible. But I digress. I just realized we don't have any triangles on the green line here. Now what's going to happen with that is, you probably just noticed, triangles can't actually make it to their destination, so what the train does is it drops them off wherever the next kind of connecting point is. So currently this train is probably picking up triangles from here, dropping them off at the square. That way either the blue line or the yellow line can grab them and put them and deliver them to a triangle. So what I should do is go ahead and put a triangle on that line. So we'll do that. Luckily, so here you go, here's an odd shape that just popped up. It's kind of like baseball diamond. Luckily that popped up right on the line we had going already, so that's no problem. Oh, it was a triangle that turned into a baseball diamond. That happens too sometimes. Sometimes your shapes just decide to change. Alright, so here we have another circle. We don't want to grab that with the yellow line because there's already another one there. So let's grab that with the blue line. So those are all nice and divvied up. And this is nice, now that we're caught up a little bit. We can kind of just let this simulation run. And it's so beautiful, so pretty. Meanwhile, we're in Sunday. There you go, we're gonna get some more perks, so let's grab another locomotive. I'm gonna try to keep that around since I still have this extra line. Of course, you want an extra, you can't really deploy. You can deploy an extra line without an extra locomotive, but nothing's gonna be running on it. Alright, now we can either take more tunnels or we can take an extra carriage. We already have a couple of tunnels, so let's take a carriage. And what that basically does is it allows me to basically attach another train car to one of these cars. So as I say, as the game gets longer, passengers pop up quicker and they fill up those cars. So when you attach a second car, you can carry twice as much. So for instance, you know, maybe on this blue line, and I can always take this off and move it later on normal mode, thankfully. So you know, why don't we just attach it to the blue line there? Another circle. So here's where the game can get kind of nasty towards you, right? If it keeps giving you a ton of the same shape all clustered together in the same space, you got to figure out a way to divvy them up across lines. So for instance, this green line can have a circle in between the square and triangle here. That should be no harm done. Oh, we had a square pop up here too. So why don't we do this? We got plenty of tunnels. Let's take this and let's get that square and let's connect that into a loop there. And then, might as well, since we have the loop, let's go ahead and add a second car. And let's have that go in the opposite direction. It's always good. Well, our system's running pretty nice. Basically, once you have everything connected, the game is watch out for any stations that are starting to pile up. And if they start to pile up, you gotta do something about it. So, we're still pretty early on. Again, we're aiming for, what, 1,000 points? Right now we're at about 200, so we got a ways to go. And obviously the kind of rate of score gets a little bit exponential as more stations arrive, as more passengers come, you're making more deliveries. Alright, triangle. Triangle can go on this. Could attach that to the yellow as well. I do kind of like to have... Why don't we do that? Why don't we do this? Let's have yellow take both that triangle and that square. I do like to have one kind of master loop that takes on a little bit of everything, and then we'll load up, you know, extra trains and everything on that line. We got a circle way over here. Okay, so here's what we'll do. Let's, don't need this, so let's disconnect the loop here. And let's take our second green train. So we're gonna grab this circle and we're gonna connect it to the main system here. Why don't we just do this? Make sure it at least has access to the square, right? One of these other lines can pick it up for a triangle. And then let's grab, oops, disappeared. I'm gonna grab a green train, here we go. And you're gonna go on the pink line. There we go. So now that circle is serviced. Another circle here. Here's where we're going to want to think about things a little bit. I did have half a mind to like maybe take this blue line and actually have it come all the way through. And we could try that for now. So let's have that take that circle. Except that's already on a circle, right? Ooh. Alright, let's just double up the pink line for now and sort it out later. Oh, we've got extra stuff anyway. Locomotive. Let's get an extra line. Alright, cool. So we can just take care of that right now. Ooh, I activated double speed. Whoops, that's a little hectic. Alright, so now we have an orange line. Circle. Weirdo. Triangle. Let's do that for now. It's starting to get a little messy. Ooh, and then that station got a little bit piled up. Oh man, this one's receiving all of the... all the weird shapes here. Alright, we got a triangle over here, which can be serviced by the yellow line. Oops, I don't want to grab the car, I want to grab the line. We can run with that for now. This pinch point here is a little bit awkward. Obviously, we try to make these lines kind of as straight flowing as possible. I try not to go zigzag all that much. Sometimes it's necessary. There we go. The map is pretty clear for now. Alright, here's kind of what we wanted. So there's a square down here. So let's cancel this pinkish orange line and let's do what we wanted to do in the first place. And let's take this blue line, take it to the square and take it to the circle. And I think I already had I had the extra carriage on the blue line, so having that line kind of be extra long is okay. I may need, alright, so here's where, alright, I can start to see a bit of a problem. This train is all the way down here, and it's got a ways to go to pick up all the stuff piling up over here. And I don't want to have the green line help that out. It's already got a circle. I don't want the yellow line to help that out. It's already got a circle. So let's grab an extra train, and let's have that line have some extra service. Another circle up there. Well, luckily we still have another line. Okay, we may have to wait on that one until Sunday arrives, because we need a train to be able to actually service that orange line now. But we can plan to have an orange line start there, maybe come down to the triangle and over to the square. A circle over here. Who can take that? The yellow line can take that. And then, is that too much? That might be a bit much. Tell you what, if we're gonna do that, alright, I think I have a better idea for this yellow line. Let's have the yellow line take the square up here. Now we have two squares kind of on opposite sides, so it's like not everybody from this side has to come all the way over here. And then let's not do two yellows in a row. Let's try to roll with that. Gives us another opportunity to like service another circle in between here as well if one pops up. Alright. Sunday. Get through Sunday. So we can grab this circle, another circle down here. This is where compromises are going to have to start being made. Alright, Sunday's here, we get a locomotive. Let's grab a carriage since we're not going to have another locomotive to support another line. So let's do this. Let's have, since pink is still a pretty short line, let's have that go ahead and we'll eat up this compromise of having two circles in a row here. And then we'll have an orange line come here. And I want this into one of these triangles. Let's help out the blue line. And let's go to this square. Why not? You can always change it later. What I really wanted to do was figure out a way to... Oh, that's too fast. Just figure out a way to come back and add a second, service to... Okay. This is getting a little backed up, so let's go ahead and add a carriage to yellow train here. One way you can get away with using the same line to service two of the same shapes in a row is, for instance, kind of doing the zigzag type thing like I was talking about. Like for instance, if I went circle, triangle, circle, you know, that's a quick way to get 2 circles in and at least have something different in between. Obviously I need to be a little bit more responsible than that. Let's get this triangle actually help yellow out a little bit more. Maybe do circle, square like that. And maybe even get that weird shape involved. I'm surprised we only have the one kind of unique shape there. Basically, you could imagine if this shape popped up as a passenger to say like this station over here, what would have to happen is you want to have these as interconnected as possible to service that, right? Because it basically would have to come down the blue line, probably be dropped off at this square here. That way the yellow line could take it. Okay, that's good stuff. Alright, circle down here. Let's go ahead and try to just take it. Not only that, but we can use our green line to help out as well. We have both of these. It's kind of the next strategy. Oh, there we go, no problem. Alright, forget that. Got a nice plus sign. Now here's where, alright. Now as you can imagine, oh, this is going to get interesting. So any pluses that appear anywhere else on the map are going to have to transfer onto the blue line at some point. And just about everything else is. So like pink line isn't touching the blue line, kind of have to indirectly transfer. Tell you what. Alright, let's connect these two together. Just so that other stuff has easy access to that blue line. Either that or what I kind of wanted to do was, and maybe I will actually, let's do this. Let's make this blue line a full loop. So let's go weird shape, triangle, circle. And we will definitely need to put our next additional train on that blue line. Okay, we have a couple already. Let's pause this. I think they're both going counterclockwise, so let's reverse the direction of that one. There we go. So if anything then, if we take a okay, cool. So since we have 2 trains on that already, I might just take a carriage and put it on this little lonely train here. Got another unique shape. Pentagon guy. Now, as you can see, yeah, this thing is full and it's not able to pick all that up. Here's where the game gets a little intense. We're losing out on a bit of our zen here. Triangle here, no problem. That breaks that up. Let's go ahead and have this blue line service this circle. Hopefully I'm not too late on that. I really hope I'm not too late on that. I need to figure out where the pink one is. Alright, awesome. So we are taking the locomotive and we are taking a carriage because we need to just bolster these lines. So literally this circle here is people have been waiting too long and this is going to be a big problem for us. Okay, I see the pink line there. I think that should be okay for now. Alright, where's our singular? Alright, so we want to add a carriage to this blue train. And then where do we want to add a second train? Either that or I might want to add like a 3rd train to this yellow line. Or I might just want to add, I better add it to, yeah, I better add it to blue. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take care of our little troublesome. Ooh, and there's okay. Now there's pluses there, right? So those pluses didn't want to take the long way around. those pluses needed to get picked up by that train to come straight here. Now that one's filling up. It's got a couple of trains on the way. Now I have another circle here. That's just great. I feel like I need to rethink. Tell you what, let's transfer the pink line over here now. Get that into service. Fast mode accidentally. Another circle here. Alright, so let's do the same thing. So let's go ahead and take it with the blue line, but then let's have green line help. These are a bit problematic. Right on the end of the pink line. We can try to make a loop with the pink line here. Let's go triangle, square, triangle. And yeah, there's only one. Question is then, can I spare any other train? Blue line's looking nice and clear now. Let's go ahead and take one car back off of blue line and put it on pink line. Let's take this singular one. And so that's going counterclockwise. So let's go clockwise on the pink line. That car. And another circle here. Not good. Let's go ahead and double up with orange and pink. On Friday. Ooh, now this one looks bad. Of course, this happens a lot, right? When you have two of the same shape in a row, what happens is kind of the second one to the end is the one that fills up. So, who can help with that? This orange line can kind of help. Not that I have any extra trains to put on that orange. Alright, so this is going to pick up a few. Not only that, but I'm out of tunnels, so I can't have orange tunnel into it. Alright, that's at least semi-taken care of. I may need to grab a car off of something else. Maybe off of yellow. Because, like, now yellow is really... Even though it started as kind of the most important line, it's not exactly anymore. So let's take this singular yellow. Let's add it to green. We'll take it back off later if we need be, or we'll bolster yellow back up with this next Sunday perk. These two up here are looking bad. This blue line's about to grab it. I wonder if I should have... No. I'm like, I wonder if I should double up. No, that's good. Those are clear now. Whoa. Alright, so we got a circle here. We got a diamond here. Okay, I need to repurpose. I need to back off on the green line out here. That's what I need to do. And then grab that. Let's have green line use triangle. Alright. Okay, green line was the only one servicing that circle. And look at that, we made it past 1,000. So basically, I'm happy with this run. Alright, now this is nice. Here's a perk that is kind of a rare one, the interchange. An interchange can be placed on a station to basically save it from ever failing on you. It basically increases the capacity and it increases the load and unload speed as well of that station. Okay, so who needs another train? Yellow needs a train back. This train is moving clockwise. So let's have this train maybe here going counterclockwise. And then basically this interchange is kind of our get out of jail. I didn't do that, right? Yellow train. stations are literally about to fail, you can plop the interchange on. This one's not looking so great. That's really not looking so great. And we have a square that appeared down here. So what do we do? What do we do? I need another line. I'm not gonna get another line anytime soon though, because it's only Tuesday. Alright. Lunch break is almost over, as a matter of fact, so I may need to just take the L here. Let's go ahead and put an interchange there so that that's not gonna kill me. This over here looks like it's about to kill me. And I still need to figure out what to do about that square. Alright, let's have pink line go all the way down there. That's gonna be a struggle of a trip, but gotta do it. Oh, this one's about to fail. There's not much I can do. Alright, I'm gonna let it go. Game over. No problem. So we scored 1,226, which is in the top 20 percentile. See, I'm happy with that. So, looking forward to doing this again with all of you. This game is, hey, get it on your phone. It's called Mini Metro. I think it costs $1. Either that, if you're, or if you're subscribed to like one of the, game passes or whatever, then it's free. That way, hey, tell me what you scored on this, or tomorrow I will ask what you scored on it first, and then we'll play. So, cool? Cool. Hey, that was fun.